What's going on, YouTube? This is OCD for EDC, and what I got for your face balls today is a shitload of Spydercos. So, we're going to get right into this. These all happen to be pretty new Spydercos. Sorry for the voice, I've been a little sick lately. But yeah, so everything I've got laying here is all pretty new stuff. Some dealer exclusives, sprint run, and all with the exception of this guy right here. These all came from the Collectors Club. So, we'll set this guy off to the side for right now. The rest of these, I'm going to push up here. Let me straighten this guy out. Alright, so, we're going to go from, I guess, best to worst. So, actually, if I'm going to do that, let's do this one first. So, what we got here is the new Spyderco Insistant. This is the partially serrated version. This guy is, of course, coming from Spyderco's China factory, and it's sporting 8CR13 MOV liner lock. These are new models, and I've got both of them here. The plain edge, they're offered in plain edge and serrated, so you can see the difference there. Or I should say partially serrated. You know, the grip on this thing is pretty decent, really. You know, these are definitely budget models, no doubt, but I do like the wire clip. And, you know, they are fairly thick steel liners, and you've got a big stainless steel backspacer there. But, you know, for the most part, they're pretty decent. You know, I think these things are like $45 or something like that. And you can see here, this one, all these are going to be number 16 in the Spyderco Club. So, anyway, it is a reversible clip for tip-up only carry. And I do like the fact that they moved the lanyard hole off to the side and actually put the pocket clip where it should go. They have not done that in the past, so that's a welcome addition for sure. But, like I said, pretty cool little knife. This grip I don't like at all, but when you choke up, I really feel like that's really the only grip for this knife, because this just feels so weird. There's so little in your hand at this point. But yeah, you know, decent little knife. You know, if you want to look up dimensions on all these guys, I'm not going to go through all that. But so there you go. There's the new Spyderco Insistant. So next up, from the same family of knives, we have the Spyderco Emphasis. So this is essentially the exact same thing, just in a larger version. And again, you can see deep carry wire clip. They moved the lanyard hole off to the side, which is fantastic. Don't really fully understand why they just didn't use that body screw there to double as the clip, but it is what it is. So this is what we're looking at here. Again, coming from the China factory. You can see here 8CR13 MOV, much larger knife. And again, comes in partially serrated and plain edge. So we'll whip these guys out here so you can kind of see the size comparison between all of these guys. Let me scoot them up here. So again, pretty cool knife. Both of them, you know, G10 handle scales, 8CR13 MOV. I think the Emphasis, I think they're around $55, something like that. And the Insistent's like $45. So pretty cool little knives. Both have, you know, of course, forward finger choil. They are liner locks, and you know, you can do all the Spyderco stuff, you know, flicking them, all that good stuff. So riding on nylon washers, but you know, decent quality, and of course good in and out of the pocket. It's got that really lightly textured G10, which is kind of nice. I like the feel of that. So yeah, all right, so let's we'll set these guys up here. All right. What else do we have here? I'll wait on that one. Yeah, let's do these two. These are another dealer exclusive, and there's one of them there. There's the other one. So I'm pretty sure that these were DLT Trading exclusive, if I remember correctly. And so what we've got here is navy blue FRN handles. This here is the Endura. This here is the Delica. And both of them are sporting Damascus. So I really love Spyderco's Damascus. From what I understand, it's a VG10 based Damascus steel, so it is a stainless steel. And the thing that I really like about it is just how well it takes color. The contrast there are really, really fantastic. Some people don't get that great of contrast when they do the acid etching on these guys. But Spyderco's always have got really, really great contrast in the coloration. And then, of course, you can see down here in the tang of the blade, looks pretty badass. So, if you want relatively cheap Damascus, just a good user, something that's totally different and interesting. You got the Endura, which, of course, is a model that everyone's familiar with. Of course, it's not deep carry, but you do have a 4-way pocket clip there, and then lanyard hole goes through the center of the pocket clip, only on the back end here. So, cool knife, and it's a mid backlock, which if I'm going to have a backlock knife, backlocks are not my favorite, but if I am using a backlock, I definitely want it to be a mid back. So that allows you to just scoot it forward in your hand and then push down on the backlock. Ones that are back here, like I know somebody's probably going to bitch, but a buck 110 or whatever, it's just a real pain in the butt. Having the backlock actuated back here just doesn't make any sense to me at all. So anyway, so here you've got the Endura and the Delica, which in true Delica fashion, super thin blade stock, pretty thin behind the edge for Spyderco stuff, but you can check out that Damascus there. Looks really cool. So again, these are Collector Club number 16, and these come from Seiki City, Japan. And like I said, VG10, from what I understand anyway, it's a VG10 layered Damascus. So, all right. So we got those two Damascus. And then what else do we have here? Let's do this guy. So I think, I can't remember, this was dealer exclusive as well. Again, Collector Club number 16. This is the Para 3 lightweight in M390. So really cool knife. Oh, a little oil on there. I was going to say, what is that? So, of course, the Para 3s made in Golden, Colorado. Pretty cool knife. I like the Para 3 lightweight. It's a pretty cool knife. Does all the right things. It's got, good enough grip area, especially if you choke up. I really enjoy the thumb ramp on it. That's definitely one of the things that I like best about Spyderco's is the thumb ramp. But everybody at this point pretty familiar with the Para 3 lightweight. This one happens to be in this, they call it red FRN. I would call it maroon. That's red. So you can see the difference there. But still a good looking knife. You got the bi-directional grip, and of course, changeable pocket clip, wire clip, in and out of the pocket, really great. Super lightweight. Good knife. And with M390, as long as it's done well, it's going to be a great little user. All right. So we got another dealer exclusive here, which I can't remember. This this may have been, I can't remember if this was DLT or actually it might have been Knife Center. I can't remember what that one was. This one I'm almost positive is DLT. So this happens to be the Spyderco Mannix 2. This is, you can see the brown G10 with very, very light texture. You know, it looks similar to, as far as texture goes, um, to the insistent and the emphasis. However, it feels different in hand. So the visual, I don't know if you can really see them, but the visual is, well, I guess you can really kind of tell a difference, but they certainly feel different in hand. The the same type of pattern coming out of Golden, Colorado just has a little bit more traction to it. And I don't know if you can hear this. We'll do it on this guy here. Yeah, so there is a little bit of a sound difference with the Mannix is a little bit rougher texture, but I don't mean to sound or say that it's rough because it's not. It feels really great in hand, but it just offers really good traction. The Mannix 2 happens to be one of my all-time favorite Spydercos. I actually like the Mannix 2 better than the PM2, which I'm sure there's people out there that are going to have plenty to say about that. But personally, I like the bearing lock better than the compression lock. And I just like it better in the hand. I think it offers just better grip options. And so that's just my own opinion. I'm not shitting on the PM2. I'm just saying that I happen to like the Mannix more. So for me, I'm actually a left-handed person. So the bearing lock is actually an ambidextrous lock where the compression lock really is not. You know, in order to unlock the compression lock being left-handed, you're really just holding on to the knife like this. And you end up dropping the knife a bunch, you know, where this is really made for right-handed people. You know, with your left hand, there's just really no good way to get in there without using your thumb. And so because of that, you're just kind of barely holding on to the knife. So anyway, with all that being said, Mannix 2, dealer exclusive. Like I said, I'm pretty sure this is from DLT. Of course, this one here is made in Golden, Colorado, and also sporting M390. So, really great addition for the Mannix 2. Spyderco has had pretty good luck with M390 and done a good job with it. For the most part, they perform really well and outperform a lot of other brands out there. So, pretty pumped on the Mannix 2 in M390. So I did want to say, if anyone out there is interested in any of these knives, hit me up in the comments below. Due to having this YouTube channel, I am constantly trading, buying, selling, all the stuff. So if there's something here that you really would like to have, just hit me up and we might be able to work out a deal. You know, I'm not going to gouge anyone on prices or anything like that. I'm going to be fair for what they are. So, yeah. Anyway, that being said, I got one more. And this happens to be my favorite of all the Spydercos that I've gotten recently. And it really took me quite a while to get this knife. I kind of waited for a while to get it. And and I'm glad that I did because they came out with the CQI version, which I think is just a little bit nicer. But anyway, what we're talking about here is the Spyderco Capara. Now, this is not a Collector Club version. This is just the standard CQI for quality, constant quality improvement. But you can see there the carbon fibers just done extremely well on this knife. I really, really like the Capara. Great knife. Of course, deep carry pocket clip. Again, you know, put the lanyard hole where it should go instead of like on the, I don't have the original Para 3 here, but the original Para 3, you know, they really screwed the pocket clip up. And they did it with the smock as well. The smock would have been a great knife if they would have used the deep carry wire clip and moved the lanyard hole. But anyway, and I would be great if they just did away with the lanyard hole, period. I've never put a lanyard on a knife ever. I don't think that I ever will. But anyway, that's just me. I'm sure, you know, to each their own. But the Kapara, you know, there's been plenty of reviews done on this, so I'm not even really going to mess around with that. But really love the knife. Really great in hand. You know, the contoured carbon fiber. You can see the contouring there. Just super comfortable in hand. And for as small as it is in this dimension, it actually works really well, even for my big ass paws. I'm kind of surprised by that. And there's really no jimping or any sort of texturing on this knife anywhere. The scales are absolutely, they're not a high polished carbon fiber. But you know, there's, it's not like they have a shine to them, but they're smooth for sure. And there's no jimping, even on the thumb ramp. You know, no jimping anywhere on this knife. The back spacer is just smooth, and I'm pretty sure this is G10. I could be wrong on that. Let me look here. Yeah, it sure looks like G10. Anyway, pretty much about the same color as the FRN of the Para 3 lightweight. And yeah, this happens to be one of the knives that I kind of just overlook the compression lock. You know, like I said, the compression lock, it's not my favorite lock. It certainly works fine for right-handers. And so in my opinion, they shouldn't have even made this clip swappable, because especially on this knife with it being contoured and being so small up here and the scales are smooth. I mean, if my hands were wet at all, I would have a problem, you know, using I have to do it like that and hold the knife downwards and make it kind of a two motion closing, which I guess is fine. It works where, you know, if I'm doing it right-handed, I can just let it swing down. Now, one thing you can see, the little finger guard there, this plunge grind area, it does come around and hit your finger. Not necessarily worried about it cutting me, but you can feel it sometimes. So if you get your finger in there deep and let the blade drop all the way, you can feel it come around and hit your finger. You know, not the end of any worlds, but it is a thing. And certainly there's been some other Spydercos with the compression lock that have absolutely screwed that up badly. But yeah, so the Kapara is a cool knife, definitely. And like I said, this is the CQI version, so it's got the spacer or bushing on the pivot. Just makes for fantastic action. I mean, when you release the lock, this thing just swings back and forth. There's zero friction there. So, you know, people looking for fidget factor knives, this one certainly has some of that. And, you know, it's a really great user. Good for food prep and that sort of thing. And, yeah, just a really great knife. We didn't talk about it if you don't know. This comes from the Taichung, Taiwan factory. And this was designed by Alistair Phillips, who is an Australian gentleman. And to my knowledge anyway, the red backspacer, I don't know if the name Kapara means something about a spider, but I'm pretty sure the red backspacer, it's to do with the ass on a spider. It's got a red stripe on it or something to that effect. I could be wrong on that. I probably should have looked that up before this video, but really nicely done hardware on this guy. Really like it, and just a great knife. And this one is S30V. So anyway, guys, there you go. That's the new group of Spydercos that I got recently. I do have some other stuff coming. Yeah, and like I said, if anybody's interested in any of these knives, hit me up, because I'm all the time buying and selling and trading. Thanks, and have a great day.